Well, it's our pleasure to have Josh Abbott with us on the line. How you doing, Josh?
I'm doing good, buddy. Thank you for letting me call today.
You bet. Always good to talk with you. And I understand that it's a momentous occasion because this year your album Front Row Seat is celebrating its 10-year anniversary, and you've got a new single that I'm told has a tie into that old album, but I don't remember Even Girls Like You being on Front Row Seat.
Yeah, so what happened was when we recorded that record, we ended up recording on three different occasions and we had about 20 songs. But that's too many for a record. I mean, you can't tell Zach Bryan or Morgan Wallen that these days. But for most bands anyway, that's just a lot of songs. And so we just decided at the time we had to trim it down, and now you got to start cutting songs out that you obviously love. And I chose to remove these songs because I just thought they were so good that we needed to save them. And I'm sure that would probably sound crazy to people being like, well, why wouldn't you leave them on the record? Well, we already knew that Amnesia and Wasn't That Drunk and Live It While You Got It and I've Been Known and a couple other songs on that record were probably going to be our radio singles. And I just thought that the two songs we're about to put out were also radio singles. And I knew if we put it on that record, I'm not sure they'd get that opportunity. And so we saved them. And I was kind of saving them, and we thought about putting them out at the 5-year mark. And that was in 2020. So that timing didn't line up real great with the world, and we already had another record recorded. So I just stayed the course, and we saved it for the 10-year anniversary, which is now. And so we have these two songs that we recorded in 2015. It's kind of like pulling them out of the vault, unheard, unreleased material from 10 years ago. And I think people are really going to love these songs.
Was it tough to hold on to them that long and not send them out somewhere along the way? I mean, you mentioned 5 years ago, but I would imagine every time you're thinking about what do I do next, those songs had to come to mind.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely been moments along the way where the band in particular has been like, dude, we got to put these out. We got to put these out. We'll have late night sessions on our bus where we're hanging and somebody will randomly get the Bluetooth and play one of these songs and be like, dude, it's such a hit. We got to put it out. And I was like, well, guys, it's been 7-8 years now. We can wait till year 10. The hardest
Yeah.
part's over. So
Yeah.
it's been hard to keep them for sure because there's been moments where we lagged in new material where it would have probably been smart to just put a song out to where we have something. But I've just always been kind of dead set that these two songs need to come out at the right moment, and that right moment is finally arriving, and I'm excited for the world to hear them.
Well, we've been sharing Even Girls Like You with our audience here in Nebraska, but it sounds like you mentioned another song. There's a second one. When do we get to hear that one?
That'll come out on Friday with it. So the name of the EP coming out is called the Encore. And if people that are fans or anybody that's just listening now and has no clue what we're talking about, if you look at the Front Row Seat album cover, you can look at it. And then this new project coming out on Friday called the Encore is a play off of that album cover. So it's extremely similar, but it's different. It's probably 80% similar. And then we made a couple tweaks to where it would be subtle changes for the hardcore fans to notice the difference between them. And so the Encore is kind of meant to be just that, kind of just like at the end of a concert, you come back on and play a couple songs. This is the encore to the Front Row Seat experience and record. And so the other song is called Selfish. And it's just an awesome song. And, the hard part of both of these songs is I didn't write either one of them. These were outside songs that were pitched to us. And I just loved them so much. I wanted to record them. And here we are 10 years later doing that.
Josh Abbott joins us today. And Josh, I want to ask you about a recent benefit concert that you put on to benefit the Texas flood recovery efforts. I think that was earlier this month. How did that all work out for you?
Through a lot of hard work, specifically my wife and kind of a team around her that assisted her with various roles. And then the generosity of people who wanted to come to the table with money and donate. It was just an incredible night. We grossed and raised over $1.2 million, and
Oh, wow.
I don't know what the final numbers are going to be because obviously we do have expenses involved that we have to take out, but we'll be able to donate over $1 million And that's just an incredible feat, because when my wife and I set out to do this, I don't know, I don't even know if we put a number on it, but I kind of personally thought after expenses, if we could donate a few $100,000, that would be amazing. And then I even had the dream of, man, what if everything goes right? Maybe we can get to 500,000. So basically double, triple that, whatever, is just incredible.
And as
And
I look at
I'm really,
as I look at the
go ahead.
lineup, it looks like your friends came out of the woodwork to help with this too. People
They
like
did.
Carly Pearce and Casey
Yeah.
Donahue, and the list just goes on and on.
Yeah. And Carly, obviously, it's a great tie in to the new music and the Front Row Seat record, because our duet that we had together was on that record and did really well for us, went top 40. So there's some trivia for you. What was the name of Carly Pearce's first song on national radio? It wasn't one of hers. Wasn't That Drunk with us. And we went on late night TV. So we just had tons of really cool experiences together, and we've just always stayed friends. And my wife and her are friends. And when all the flooding happened, I think she knows my heart, and she texted me or maybe Instagram messaged me. I can't remember. I'd have to go look. But she basically said, if you or when you do something to fundraise, let me know. And I was like, okay. And at the time, I hadn't planned on anything, because when all that stuff went down, the first thought through my brain wasn't to fundraise. It was just kind of soaking in like what was happening, trying to see how we could help in the moment. Then once we got like 5 days removed from the event, I think we were kind of like, okay, how can we raise money? And so it was important to me, if I was going to call it Josh Abbott and Friends, that it was going to be my friends. It wasn't just going to be some random famous people I know and me trying to call the biggest names in my phone. I was like, I want my friends to be there. And so it was no brainer to put together this lineup, and everybody showed up free of charge. Nobody charged us anything for this. And anytime you can get that kind of talent willing to do what they do free of charge, it's going to be a pretty good night.
All right. Well, appreciate your efforts on that. Thank you to you, your wife, and everybody involved. I got one more question for you. Is there going to be a Panhandlers tour this winter?
I don't think so. I know that's like, oh no, it's we've toured the last 2 winters, right? We've the last 2 years in a row we've toured as Panhandlers, kind of did the Steamboat Music Fest thing, and we'd play in Denver and Oklahoma and Kansas and Texas, but I don't think that's going to happen. I think we're kind of taking a break for a variety of reasons. 3 of us are fathers, all 4 of us are married. Cleto in particular, his wife is an incredible artist herself, was on the event with us that we were just talking about. And she's kind of blowing up, having a real moment. And between their 2 schedules, I think he basically just asked us, like, guys, between my band and then trying to find time to make sure I'm a present husband, I gotta make some things wait. And is it okay if we wait on Panhandlers? And of course, because when we first put Panhandlers together, I told those guys, and I've probably told them 70 times since, when this becomes not fun, we have to stop doing it. Like, we only do this because it's fun. We all have our own bands. We have our own income streams. Like, this is meant to just be cool. It's a brotherhood. And so I think we were all kind of okay with just taking a break. And so I don't even know when we're going to record the next record or tour again. So I hope fans understand that when we do this, it's, we love doing it. And when we tour, there's no guarantee there will be another one.
Well,
so hopefully there will be a tour in the next couple years, 3 years, and we'll be able to get back out there and maybe even play your neck of the woods.
We'd love that. Our collective fingers are all crossed, hoping that might happen at some point. But we're excited to hear the new Josh Abbott Band music coming out Friday. And Josh, thanks for taking some time to talk with us about it today.
No, thank you, man. You've always been such a good steward of the red dirt and Texas country music scene, and kind of holding down Ford up there in Nebraska. So we really appreciate what you do.
It's my pleasure. Thank you so much, Josh. Appreciate it.